A very good morning to you all. I hope we're all fine on this Thursday, the 23rd of February 2023. I'm here to bring you the 24-hour weather forecast for South East England. Well, outside at the moment, it is a fairly cloudy start. There has been some rain overnight. Many stations have picked up at least 2 or 3 millimetres of rain. And it's still relatively mild this morning, still a lot of cloud around, temperatures hanging around the 5, 6, 7 degree range across southeast England. If we take a look at the top of the hots this morning, you'll see that Benbecula in the Outer Hebrides, they're top of the hots this morning at 8 degrees, but many of those stations are down here in the southeast, apart from obviously the Isles of Scilly. We've got Lydd at 7, we've got London in there, Shoeburyness, we've got Manston. There's a fair few stations still in there at between 6 and 8 degrees, but the colder air is now further north. Many stations towards the Scottish border are at or below zero. So the coldest one I can see this morning is -4.2 at Great Dunfell 2, but other stations, Tulloch Bridge and Tayside -4, even Glasgow Airport at -2. And what's happened is there has been a slight change in the air mass. Those anomalies, those colder anomalies, are now pushing down from the northwest, at least for a time. But you'll notice that here in the southeast, things are still relatively mild. Right, it's all in association with a couple of weather fronts that have pushed through. So the cold front did push through overnight, but we've got this trailing occlusion that is just now very slowly moving down across the Midlands, which is going to keep us generally cloudy here in the southeast today. I think once we've pushed that front out of the way, things will clear, the skies will clear, but that won't be until overnight. And that's going to lead to a very cold night. I'll come on to the temperatures in just a moment. So that's this morning's facts chart. This is the facts chart for midnight. So we'll see that the fronts would have cleared, but certainly across the south of England would be under a ridge, under clear skies, and there will be quite a frost tonight. So this is the radar imagery this morning. Many places are cloudy. There is some bits and pieces of rain to the just to the north, just to the west of London, out towards Berkshire, Oxfordshire, places like that, and also across parts of East Kent. There's a few sharpish showers. Now, if we look at the WX sequence, WX charts sequence of how they wish to play this out, it picks up quite well at the moment. So it's got those showers near the southeast coast and those other bits and pieces of rain towards the north and west of London. If we run the sequence through, this is 10 o'clock, you'll see that most of the rain on that front, that trailing occlusion, will gradually die out, and those showers across Kent will also clear. But we're left with the legacy of rather a lot of cloud. This is at 6 o'clock this evening. It's still the cloud hanging across many parts, but the clearance will be coming into the north. So if we look at the satellite picture, I think this picks it up really quite nicely and gives us quite a decent forecast for today. So this is 7 o'clock this morning. We're under the cloud. We're looking towards the north of England for this clearance. That is going to eventually bring some brighter, clearer skies, but it's not going to be until probably late in the day. So this is the 10 o'clock forecast, still rather a lot of cloud. We run that sequence through. This is the scene at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So some clear spells and some late sunshine is definitely possible for places like Oxfordshire, I would have thought, but it's going to take its time. It's not until we get through until after 6 o'clock that the cloud starts to break across the bulk of southeast England. And by 10 o'clock tonight, there we go. The skies will be clear and the temperatures will be falling and the frost will be forming. But look further north, there's more cloud coming down later in the night. That's in association with a warm front, and that's going to lead us into a bit of a cloudier and drizzly day again tomorrow, unfortunately. So we'll now look at the winds before we wrap this all up. So light northwesterly breezes this morning. They pick up throughout the course of the day. They veer more into a sort of a northeasterly direction, picking up to around about 14 to 16 miles an hour. So we will notice that breeze today. It's a moderate northeasterly, but overnight, the winds do fall light again, as you can see with these little white shadings, and this is where under the clear skies the temperatures will plummet. Maximum temperatures today, so here you go, you're going to get a 9, possibly a 10, as I mentioned. That 10 is probably the last we'll see for a little while. And then the overnight minimum temperatures, very cold indeed, -1 to -3, quite widely. I would have thought that some frost hollows could well be down to around about -5. So we will be probably scraping the cars first thing in the morning, but that frost will lift as that warm front pushes down from the north tomorrow to give us a drizzly day. But we can talk about all of that tomorrow. That's it then. In summary, I'll be back tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, all have a lovely day. Look after yourselves and ciao for now.